I guess I can just start now, kind of just talking about these teams. So, Ascent, what they rely on is definitely their scouts. Their combo likes to play really aggressive. Rando will take tons of like Ubers just straight into you. Mela is much more like expendable, but he pushes the flank really hard. So he will have a lot of flank plays where he's going to get behind. You never really know though. Sometimes Mela will sit back and spam you, but sometimes he'll just push the flank really hard. And when he pushes the flank, he tends to be quite successful. He's good at winning 1v1s against scouts, so if he gets a scout isolated in like a room like this, he'll tend to kill them and go all the way through. And they do a really good job of creating chaos. 404 also lately has been the hardest fucking medic to kill in the world for me. He always hits the first surf, and he just like, his distancing is really good. He almost never gets caught out by Ubers, and yeah, he just doesn't die. I don't know what it is, but he does a really good job of surviving, especially on mids. Like, sometimes I can't even find him on mids, but he's always healing, obviously. Shrugger and Yomps play very similarly, so that's the interesting thing about this team. Unlike teams such as my team, or I don't know, some other teams that have been famous in the past, they don't have too much of a difference between their scout play. So, like, the perfect example would be like Clockwork and I were a scout partner for a while, and Clockwork had a very defined role and I had a very defined role. But I feel like Ascent plays both their scouts in the same role. They're both quite safe with the medic, and then when they have number advantage, they just roll, they just push. So they're both fairly pockety, and they both love to just push. Like, if they know they're gonna lose, they also both love to just push the flanks and take 1v1s. They're both very confident in winning 1v1s. And I'd say they're almost equal in like aim. Sugar's probably much smarter and more experienced, but I think they're both about equal, you know? They're both, like, you never really, I don't think Yomps is much of a flank scout, though. He won't push the flank as much. Shrugger, you always know he's going to go for a play. That's the difference. If I see Shrugger alive, he is the best scout at killing your medic. Like, you will have 3 people defending your medic, and Shrugger will dodge everything and kill him while surfing fucking damage and just whirling around in the sky and just being a fucking god. So Shrugger is just, he has some X factor that Yomps doesn't have. That's all. But let's talk about who else is on the team. Badonsky. Badonsky is just really smart. I don't know. I feel like he never plays TF2 anymore, but like, he's just really good at surviving. He knows how to like make you be really nervous. Like, fuck, is there gonna be a Badonsky trap around the corner, or am I just gonna get focused really fast, or what? He like plays really far back. He's kind of the opposite of how I used to play as demo. When I played demo, I get heals and I like push, and it's really bad. That's not really the best, most effective way to play demo anymore. It seems playing more like Badonsky or I don't know, other demos these days, just kind of sitting back and kind of baiting yourself really well is the best way, because especially after the demo nerf, like, charging into people isn't the best, but I still do it because I'm stubborn. But yeah, Badonsky's just really good at, he's really confident in like just standing his ground and surfing damage, so that if you try to push him, it's usually going to result in someone else killing you. He's just really untouchable sometimes. Can we please get some Shrugger? Yeah, I'm sure I'll watch him. Everyone's in the server now, so I'll talk a little bit about TSU. Their playstyle when we played against them was literally solo Ubers. Fucking solo Ubers for days. And it really, we struggled against it. So I don't think Ascent will struggle against it as much, because Yomps and Shrugger tend to like dodge rockets pretty well. But every time we would try to push them, we would just get soloed on by Showstopper and Ninja Nick, and it was really hard to deal with. So I'm going to be expecting a lot of that from Showstopper, but that puts a lot of pressure on him to have some good Ubers. It can be quite quite a daunting task to be the pocket and having to push alone a lot of the times. He really has to make his rockets count. He really has to do some good focus firing. Who else on the team? Ninja Nick. Ninja Nick's also, he's the medic, obviously. I'd say before 404 started like really stepping it up, Ninja Nick was probably like a top 2 medic. But now I think 404 has kind of eclipsed him. He's just a little bit sharper. Ninja Nick hits some really good arrows though. That's one thing that he does well. But he has good chemistry with his team, so. But he has a tendency to get caught out a lot more often than 404. Grape is he's kind of a weird roamer. Like, he's obviously a very skilled player, but I don't know, he's not flashy. I feel like he's just not a flashy roamer. His whole team, I feel like, moves a bit slower than Ascent. But they work together well. Grape has good aim, and I think he tries to rely on that a lot more than Mela, who just tries to rely on creating chaos and like being more of a distraction. So I don't think Grape is that much of a distraction soldier. He likes to play slow and spam things and just out DM people and be patient with his rockets. That being said, he has great jumps, so I'm sure there'll be plenty of times where he'll chase in and maybe bomb the medic. I think we're going to see Grape trying to do some old Seagull strats though, where he like bombs the choke a lot. Mela pretty much never does that, bombing into the choke. Mela's much more committed to the flank usually, but I think Grape likes to play more with the combo, supporting them. Then they have Sizer and Alec. Again, these scouts, they both play very similarly. Both really good at DMing. We're going live. Holy hype! Block is the fill-in on demo. He has some great stickies, and I think he's an IM champion, so here we go. We're going to go live. First mid, though, I'm going to actually watch our friend Shrugger, okay? When we played against Ascent on this map, in all the scrims the past few days, the scouts have been all over the fucking roof. And I want to see if Shrugger's going to just hold W across the roof once again. Here we go. He's getting up on that height advantage, and there he is. He's just committing to the roof. Takes a little bit of damage, holding the high ground, though, waiting for a soldier to jump. He sees that soldier on the right. Ooh, actually, Sizer was the first one to push. They're going to get the first pick. Ascent's health so much better. And look at this. They just... Every person that gets slightly overextended dies to Ascent here. Ninja Nick does escape, though, but Shrugger's zombieing it in. He's going to keep going. He takes out Block somehow. Badonsky already spawn camping. This is not looking good. Actually has a forward trap. Nick is at a 50% disadvantage. No one on Ascent died. Yomps caps the mid. Ascent is rolling in through rollout. I actually didn't see them push this too often in the match. 75% on Nick. If he keeps building this, they might get it. The sniper gets the force onto Ninja Nick. Nick's going to die for the shoddy of Rando. Nick's down. Mela's weak. He goes down. Alec keeping Badonsky out, but the scouts are both going to be full health, and they're both just going to push the point, guaranteed. Look, Yomps is fucking 185 at the end of this push. How is that possible? I don't get it. I really don't get it, how these scouts can always be 185. Shrugger and Yomps, always. Well, there it goes. First round over in about 40 seconds, so Ascent off to a strong start. My prediction, by the way, is that Ascent will win, but I think after TSU stabilizes, they might slow it down a bit. I'm going to watch this mid. Badonsky actually running the booties right now, so he's very healthy on these mids. And he's just trying to keep the scouts off the roof so that Shrugger and his friend can push it, I think. There goes Mela for the distraction. Grape coming in, takes a lot of damage, and boom, the scouts focus him down. 10 health on Grape, and he's going to die any second. Alex, the first death. Sizer gets a kill. Shruggy on the med. Of course Shruggy gets him. Last shot in his fucking scattergun gets the kill. Showstopper with 10 health. Mela on the roof. And now it's desperation time. Can Sizer make the play of the century? Mela trying to shoot him. Actually, Block and Sizer are doing a good job here. Sizer hits some great shots. He's going to die to Mela. In 3, 2, 1. Ooh, still healthy. He could get the force here. He has enough time. If he could get onto 404, he's not doing enough damage to Mela right now to actually make anything of this. This fight has taken too long, so the spawns are going to get in. He either needs to get... He should not commit again. Oh my god, what are you doing? He's just going to die for nothing now. The other team has fucking Uber. Like, this is really bad. He should have just gotten out. Once he knew he wasn't going to get the force, he should have run away. or full committed and just made his life worth something, I guess. But Ninja Nick's actually already at 70%. Block kind of on bats. I'm trying to see if they're going to push him. Rando and Mela spamming him out. So back to last for TSU. Got the NG up. Sider's going to be spawning. And we're going to see the push just come in. I don't think Rando's going to wait, even though it's even Ubers. I think they expect to have advantage here. The sniper takes his shot. Nick actually holding far forward. Rando in, just trying to get in deep. He loves going up in this nest, and he has 300 health. So he's going to be taking this 1v1 against Showstopper, but he has a shotgun. Showstopper takes him down. Rando down. So this team Ascent, their pushes are very dependent on Rando. Without Rando, they really struggle to push. So picking Rando is actually very big. I like to push when Rando's dead, but I think TSU isn't prepared to do that. They kept the NG, they kept the sniper. A Shrugger's going in for a sack, so he's going to go for sniper, almost guaranteed. And Showstopper's just building here. This is a bit risky to build with this out, because sometimes Rando will just hit one good early rocket and then he'll just commit on the Uber, and then you're stuck without like a health advantage, and you have to pop first, and then yeah, so that's a bit risky holding forward with the escape plan out. But actually Ninja Nick he likes holding forward here. The only problem is it forces your teammates to have their eyes in the doorways like this, because they need to protect your medic, and it just allows the sniper to peek. And Shrugger's going to be in a sniper duel here. Actually, he's just going to survive off it. Mela's just going to push, though. See, now everyone's going to start pressuring the choke points. Shrugger's looking for another shot here. I couldn't get on him, but he takes out Showstopper. Nick is cornered. Badonsky actually goes down to a trap. Nick holding this for dear life, not popping. Block going to go down. That sentry's still up. Mela goes down, so Uber's popped from 404, but somehow Grape on the Pyro has actually helped keep the sentry up. Mela, Badonsky down. They need to push right now, but Shrugger's on sniper. He's going to be far back. If Nick doesn't pop early, he's at risk of dropping. I think Alex should switch off right now. Badonsky and Mela were dead. They have a sniper, so who's going to back cap? Only the scout. Sizer goes in alone. The timing is just off right now, and I think TSU's they're going to commit to this, but it's not going to be a good Uber. It's just going to be a leapfrog, and he actually gets dropped. Okay, this round is over. Just an awful, awful push there. And now the sentry is not up. So if they could have fallen back on the sentry, they might have been okay here, but Sizer dying early, keeping the off classes slightly too long, and then Showstopper getting dropped, it's just all falling apart. Badonsky isolated, though, and Showstopper punishes him. 4-4 actually does not have Uber. He's at 75%. Grape's going to die, and it's just going to be... Actually, it's a DM fight, just Sizer, but he goes down. 2 half-health soldiers. So that was just a sloppy push. I think the breakdown in decision-making, pressure getting to him, I don't know. But that was a good opportunity for Ascent to push out, or for TSU to push out, and they completely beefed it. And it was off the backs of like a great milk by Ninja Nick, too, that I thought they should have immediately moved off of. Onto this mid. I'm going to watch how Grape's playing this. See, he's back kind of spamming. He's going into IT, trying to bait people. Actually, Badonsky's eating quite a bit of damage. And look at this spam. This is just how Grape wants to play these mids. Just spamming. And his scout's looking at him now. He's pulling back a scout probably. But Nick goes down to Rando. And now Grape's committing. But he doesn't have much ammo. He only had 1 rocket. And he went in on the medic. Only does 50 damage. And look, 404 again. Surviving forever. Nice rocket there from Showstopper. Block actually takes him down. Shruggy. What the fuck just hit Shrugger? Oh my god, he dies. Shrugger just took 110 damage off of what? It looked like a escape plan, but I think it was a sticky. I think Showstopper and a sticky might have hit him at the exact same time. But both meds dying there. Mela doing the fast rollout. He's going to get back in mid. And TSU going to be defending second, but from my experience, Ascent loves to just roll off this. They don't like to wait. Sizer is dead. I have a feeling they're just going to go for it. I'm going to watch Mela. He's always the first one to jump through. He looks like he's gearing up for it, and he's going in. They have a 2-round lead, so they can afford to take some risks here. Actually, they call it off. They've decided not to go for it. They're just going to play their advantage, being up 2-0. And Shrugger actually dies in the flank. Showstopper might get a second pick here. Both scouts down and the pop. So 4-4 at 90%. They need to get another pick. Badonsky might die here. Great focus fire from Grape here and Showstopper. And Grape's actually going all the way. If they can get the force out of 4-4 while down 3, this will be great. Showstopper in so deep. They're rolling off momentum really well, but Grape's going to get hit by the spawn in the back. Shrugger, if Grape dies here, that's awful. Oh, that timing. After Showstopper got the force, Grape should have just lived. Block just denying anyone else from walking through that choke. Shrugger down to 6 health. Rando gets in, but gets isolated. Mela onto the medic. Nick surviving with 30 health. Both scouts able to clean him up, but Ascent still wants to push this. Shrugger and Yom so confident just dancing around this choke. But down Mela, down Rando. Unless Badonsky can really deny them here, I think TSU should go for this. Rando just spawned. They're so slow, though. What always happens in these situations is someone loses a 1v1 to Shrugger or Yomps. Yomps kills Sizer, but Grape trades him. So it's a fair trade there. I think being down a scout. What is Badonsky doing? Okay, they're going to Uber here. And both Ubers are popped, actually. The cap is not going to go, but Rando is pulling his medic into no man's land right now. This could be the perfect opportunity for TSU to get some kills. Yomps, though, fully buffed at the end of every push, always. Mela's low, Badonsky's low. TSU needs some damage. Mela overextends, down both soldiers once again. But the recap somehow in front of the entire team. Nick's going to die. I don't know how they do it, man. These scouts just dance around. And even though TSU has a huge number advantage, they somehow just keep the pressure up and TSU crumbles. That is insane. And Nick's dead. 4-4 is dead as well, but the scouts playing the height advantage is going to force the soldier out. They want brains, these zombie scouts. So they're going to be pushing forward. Actually, TSU with the retake. Very risky. Actually, Rando and 4-4 not anywhere near this. Somehow, everyone gets out, though. And Rando peeking. Health pretty bad on Mela. I don't think they're... What just happened? Grape feeds, which might prompt the push. Mela looks like he wants to jump in. Rando also healthy. I think they're going to go for this. Mela's through. Shrugger's through. Or Yomps is through. And roof control is almost completely lost. How is Shrugger there? How? He kills Ninja Nick just out in the open. Just runs through IT. Jumps on the medic. That's... I was telling you guys in the pregame. That's what fucking Shrugger does, man. And I... Honestly, at this point, this round is over. Like... I can feel... That's a situation where it should never happen. It's so dumb that the team is going to be upset and just they're out. They're out for this round. Grape Sniper, I actually have seen a lot of this. I think he's going to get flanked. And Yomps is going to be capping right now. Ninja Nick on last. Pyro and NG. So last time we saw the Pyro, he was able to keep the sentry up for quite a while. Let's see how he does this time. I'm going to watch Rando on this push and see if they can actually take down that sentry. Sizer's going to get the early force with the sniper. And actually, they're leading on demo, so they know what's up. But there's like 5 people ready to get flashed here. And they're just going to hold W. The sentry goes down. No one's died yet, but Rando once again up in the nest. Seems that's his comfort zone on these pushes and just putting time on point. And I think they're just going to cap it. Mela coming in for the flank, shooting people in the back. Badonsky goes down. Ninja Nick goes down. Once again, Shrugger. Shrugger is the fucking ultimate medic slayer. I don't know how he does it, but he's always full health, and he's always on your medic, and he always two-shots him. He just always does. I don't know how he does it. People just don't expect it, man. So, that's the half. A few mistakes from Ascent, but overall they're playing quite well and playing very fast. Playing at a fast pace and just rolling people. So, I would say at the moment the MVP is Shrugger, just getting those medic kills. Yeah, Ninja Nick dying when he shouldn't because Shrugger is a fucking wizard, you know? And he's just confident hitting his shots. I think Grape is kind of struggling this game. Honestly, if Grape could step it up, they might have a chance to get a couple rounds, but it might be too late, to be honest. Grape has just been dying when he could live. That's the problem. He's been feeding on a couple traps here and there or pushing the flank really deep when his team already has a huge advantage, and then he's getting picked off, and then Ascent rolls off that pick. Ascent abuses flanks being open. Mela and Shrugger seem to just be holding W through there. Anytime Grape is dead, the flank is being pushed really hard. So, what happened to Shrugger's unusual? He's trying to match with Yomps so that he can play the mind games. Though Yomps has no hat, and Shrugger does. Crucial flaw in their strategy right now. But we're going live in the second half here. This mid, I'm going to turn it over to Showstopper. See if he can put the team on his back. See if they can pull this one out. Start the comeback. If there's a time to start it, it's now.
The control point is being captured.
And here we go, into the mid. Both scouts of his on the rock. Showstopper 300 health, jumping up on the roof, trying to put a rocket across, but he's back down to 200. He's just playing the slow game right now. Everyone's full health on both teams. Actually, Ascent losing the health early. A Rando going low. Showstopper jumps across. Grape on the commit as well. Showstopper's going to get the pack, and he's going to recommit here. Oh, he goes for the direct, and he just gets destroyed by Shrugger, who's constantly on the roof. Yomps in on the medic, gets the kill. It's just like these scouts are completely uncontested. That's the only failure of TSU, is they're not hitting the scouts. Rando's low, he's not going to do anything. Mela jumps in, it's 50-50. He might not kill anyone. But these scouts just sitting on the roof, they're going to shoot down on you and just kill you. You have to stop them. But the Uber's already coming into last from Badonsky. And Rando sees the combo. Grape, once again, dying early. And Rando sees all these juicy picks. He's going to go for Sizer, I think, here. The Uber's popped into lobby. Gets juggled a little bit, but what can he find? He's going to find Block, and I think Block is going to die. Mela and Rando focusing them down in that spawn so quickly. Rando out of ammo, just going to pull out the shotgun. It's not going to matter, because guess who's full health at the end of this push? It's Yomps. That kid has never been less than 185 at the end of a round. So 4-0, quick game so far. TSU on the brink of losing the first map here in this best of 3 ESEA Grand Finals. They have never been in a Grand Final before, so who knows? Maybe the pressure's getting to him. Badonsky putting that spam on the roof, you know it. Sizer getting focused off, and the scout's just full health. He's going to push Sizer. Shrugger's 185, Block trying to focus in on Badonsky. They actually have good positioning, but Shrugger is going to kill Grape. Sizer's only half health, no positioning. The roof actually not taken, but Shrugger's going to chase him out. Showstopper gets flanked by Mela, and here comes the Ascent roll. What a direct there from Rando. I have a feeling this map is already over. Holy shit, Rando or Mela got in deep there. There's some jump map level jump in there. Gets in so fast. But Nick actually has the Uber right now. See, I want them to just go kill Badonsky. He's just peeking, and they let him do it. They need to be getting these kills. There you go. Grape's going to challenge. Nick's going to pop first, though. And Rando out of ammo, but let's see. I want to see how 4-4 manages this Uber. He flashes a scout. He's spinning around. The instant Badonsky says medic, he whips onto him. 4-4 has amazing awareness right now. And guess who is 185 right now? It's Yomps onto the point. Rando and Yomps just going to clean everyone up, and the first map's going to be a 5-0. Whew, that was quick.